Ready? One, two, okay.
Have in your hand?
My hand? Nothing. I was just, me and my dog were walking and I jumped a little creek and touched it.
You have a creek?
This part of China is very low and there's rivers everywhere, little creeks everywhere. You asked me a little while ago about which cities get chosen to be places to visit. One of the things that a place needs is to be a water town. And there's a lot of those here. They want to show off those types of towns where you might walk on a road or you might take a boat. And you can go through the town on boats. You're going to see within the same block a lot of times something amazing and ancient. You're going to see something shiny and polished and just made. The contrast between those, that's what you experience. There's a harmony within that. Harmony within a contrast, and that's rare. If I look out my window and look down and see something interesting, I'll go check it out. When I saw those tents and I went down and I saw the wet market, took pictures of this and that, it was one of those places just with so many things to see, it called for my camera. things most interesting here for me was the ducks, who didn't need a cage. I hadn't seen that before. Their legs were tied together in a way that they couldn't walk, but they were okay with that. They just kind of sat on their tied legs and looked around. This one just called for my camera one day. I pulled out my camera one day. The project that came later in the second year, where I photographed the little village being demolished, it called for my camera often. They're carrying my stuff to my next place. And the same thing happened at the next place. Out the window, there was something down there below that called for my camera. Every day I would go down to that village below. I also took pictures from above. I didn't know how it would work, but I thought it would be, one day this building is gone, the next day this and that building was gone. I thought I could record the city slowly vanish in front of me.
How'd it work?
It didn't happen the way I imagined. Day after day, it would look pretty much the same. Day after day, and then finally, boom. Half the village had been scraped away. Everywhere you go, at least for right now, there's a little village with people being not exactly taken away, but they're not going from this little village to some other little village. They're going to a skyscraper somewhere where their home has been traded. Traded but without choice.
people resist? Do they fight?
I thought there's only one way to feel about being forced out of your home. Not having a choice to an American, it's like this automatic friction there. The first guy I visited with, I did not bring my interpreter. I went alone into his home. This is really before I ever realized that this place was being wiped away. I could see something strange was going on because there was furniture out in the streets where there's supposed to be cars. There were clothes scattered all on the ground outside. He invited me in, excited to see me, not with English, but with interpretation of hand movements. He was telling me, I could see, he had to move, like within a couple of days. And he was showing me the hole in his ceiling and the in walls, and he was showing me the art that he wanted to take with him, showing me his prized possessions. I couldn't get everything he was trying to say, but I could see he was excited about this move. There are some, I'm not going to say fight, they want to negotiate longer. That's the way it's put.
I've seen on your videos that you're using the word molt. What do you mean by that? Are you talking about the same way that I would use it, from a old skin to a new skin?
So just like this little village I watched be torn down, this is also happening throughout China, outside of the big cities. I went to this village hours from any big town, and it's gone now. The people have been moved to a skyscraper somewhere. So instead of several blocks, or in this case, it's bigger, miles of a village, they're all on top of each other on the same block. It's not just the city changing from an older city to a newer city that's molten. These people, they're going to be going to a new life. Outside their door is not tons and tons of people to visit with. Outside is a hallway now with just a few neighbors, because everyone's stacked. The neighborhood has been put from 3 levels to 30. There's a lot of changes that are going to come with that. There's also going to be things that they'll get to do that remind them of their life that as it was. When I first came across crawfish here in China, and I ordered some, and I found, oh man, they're spicy. They're just like in America. I come across boiled peanuts, something that happens to be in just one area of America that I feel like home in. I get a moment, a meal that makes me feel at home. These are experiences that they're going to have. Yeah, it's the city that's molting, it's the people, and it's me as a visitor. Will you take a look at something for me?
All right. You want my professional opinion?
Ever since I was at the creek, I just want to show this before you.
You want some free medical care? No, I don't.
Just this side, just a little bit.
If I could see it.
Mostly it's...
I'm sorry. I don't move it back or something.
Is this normal?
Hold it up. No!
Oh, shit.
My God.
Wait, what would you say? Just keep it covered?
Oh. That's awesome. Don't.